Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdom of Poland here at EU5. It is June 1345. We have 236.61 ducats, making 11.54 monthly, 27 stability, plus 0.09, 1.378 million people, plus 709, 95 legitimacy, gaining about 0.35, 32 prestige, negative 0.18, 2.95 diplomats, and we have 194 manpower, gaining plus 1. As we do have 200 official, or not official, but professional regiments here in Krakow. And unfortunately, we cannot build another sergeantry building. So I've been trying to decide what might be the best course of action, right? Because we do have 2,876, regulars remaining, but we have no manpower, right? We're going plus 1. So if we go to our government and we go to our laws, we have noble levies. Right, that is the only law that we have available to us right now. In terms of our technology, we are currently working on scholarly treatises. We have exotic diplomatic gifts, which would improve relations, universal Christianity. I think we already did that one. Grant privileges cost negative 10%. That might actually be beneficial. So we have the Age of Renaissance. Army maintenance would go down 10% with professional armies, but we do not meet the requirements. What are the requirements? Can we see the requirements? I mean, you get maximum RGO size plus 10%. Gonna get plated knights, army levies. Okay, so we can drill the army. That would unlock the drill army. Organize recruitment. It improves recruitment speed. But yeah, I mean, requirements not met. What are the requirements? I get the fact that they're not met. Trust me, I understand this. But it doesn't tell me what the requirements are. Probably because we're not in the Age of Renaissance, I would imagine. I mean, that's the only thing I could really fathom. So if we look here and we say session medals and a scandal, a minor scandal has occurred in Krakow during the current debate. It seems that rather than attending the sessions personally, some members of the SEM were out disturbing the peace and harassing their fellow countrymen. The outrage is great both among their peers and in the streets, and this incident is likely to haunt future parliaments for years. I don't want to lose the legitimacy or the prestige, so we'll lose 5% support. So a castle obviously gives a zone of control. But does not give us any type of manpower boost. Now, control obviously does increase our manpower as well. We cannot apparently upgrade another sergeantry building. Although we can build a bailiff. Uh, local nobles power goes up by 100%, proximity source goes up by 20. But it does nothing to help our manpower. So why would I want to do that exactly? I mean, we are missing 937 employees in Ilza, 752 in Samuthi, and 677 in Perakov for the beeswax. We are currently trying to build a marketplace in Krakow. Again, we're making 11.27 ducats monthly. That's not terrible. Like, it's really not. The marketplace, we are getting 1.35 from trading. We currently have 5 trades. And we have 2.25 trade power. We not automating it. And those are our current trades that we have. So currently we are making that. So once we get our marketplace built, we still have a little bit of fine cloth. We get rice, fish, fruit, furniture, fur, sugar, fine cloth, and saffron are all needs of our populations. Our heir is underaged. Children who can have better educations. And once we have more trade, well, let's see, what does it say we have right now? 4.20 trade capacity in Krakow. So we should get +1, I believe, from this marketplace. Which will need masonry and glass. Currently, Kazimierz is 35. His son and heir Władysław is 6. His youngest son, Sibowit, is 4. And his other daughter is Kunigunda, who is 11. So in September, we will be able to declare war on the Teutonic Order. Now, whether or not that's a good idea or not, I don't know. Because again, we only have basically 200 men and manpower. Because you can only build this sergeantry in your capital, which, while it makes sense at the same time, it is also very frustrating. Right? Because being so limited with where you can put a sergeantry building kind of impacts, obviously, your manpower and your ability to create the regiments. I mean, because we can very easily, as Volhynia is being occupied, I think, by Kiev. Oh, no, the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. Okay. We have unused trade capacity. We have possible diplomatic actions. What is... What is this doing? Oh, this M, right. 63% to fund farming estates. Okay. So we do have 1.05 and 5.25 trading capacity. Okay, so exports for profit. Dyes to Praha or Lubeck are the most profitable, although we also have a crap ton of salt. We have 18.89, we have 7.26, we have plus 11.26. And that would give us 2.29 would be the possible benefit. Whereas dyes, we have R7 has decided to pass the funding farm beat estates. Horse farms increase maximum labor enslaved by 1,000, increase prosperity by 15%. Our farming estates secure the production of many basic necessities. However, the orders of these lands promise greater yields if we invest more time and resources into them. Suggested trades for population needs: saffron, Dubrovnik, would give us the vast majority of what we need. 3.38. What else do our people need? Furniture we can build. Fish we could try to import, but we already imported some of that. Fur I think we could probably produce. Rice we can't produce. Sugar we probably are not going to be able to produce. Let's export something though. All right, we have 0.99 trade capacity left. We can send salt from Krakow to Praha. And the amount we would send would be 0.75. And we have way more than that. At 2.34 ducats. Let's do that. So we also sent salt to Praha, so we're out of trade balance now. But you can see we are making now 1.77 based on our trade. What is this? Rule, cloth maker. Interesting. I don't know why exactly they are suddenly missing workers. Maybe is it because of the fact that we... Oh no, we are in the Age of Renaissance. So... our average literacy is 12.15. Our decision to focus on offense has led many of our neighbors to look enviously and worldly at our glorious troops who stayed ready to give our enemies a taste of the cold. Still, they are right to be worried. We gained 5 prestige and 5 army tradition. It ends on January 1437. Yeah, we're not... Yeah, we have not been exposed to the Renaissance, so that's kind of what I was thinking. So we have 85% claim on the province of the Teutonic Order. I guess I wasn't real. I thought Volhynia... had been a vassal of the Golden Horde, but apparently not anymore. Saffron from Dubrovnik market to the Krakow market is getting out competed by Ragusa Naples, who has a higher trade advantage than the Dubrovnik market. Wait. Well, we still need 0.86 furniture. We need 1.29 rice, 1.07 fruit, 0.58 fish. We are trying to improve the opinions of Bohemia, which we're doing pretty good on, actually. Improving the opinion of Plock and Rawa. So Rawa's up to 105. Plock is at 69.75. We know that our children can have better education. We have 442 burgers available for employment in Krakow. Where we are trying to produce a little bit of our level 3 Tailors Guild. And again, unfortunately, we cannot expand the sergeantry, which it can only be a maximum of one of this location. So we do have a city. We negative 3.3 provincial food. Because nowhere in the province actually produce, well, they produce salt, but nowhere in the province do we actually produce food. Why did our income just drop? Like, what happened? I mean, we are spending 4.02 on diplomatic spending, so I guess there's that, but let's see where we are with our control. I mean, it's definitely increasing. I mean, the only areas it's really not going up is up here. You know, this central part of Poland here is kind of actually pretty good. So let's see in terms of the goods. Right, sort by the goods balance. There's not a lot we really actually need. Rice, furniture, fruit is the worst thing. Mercury, books were a slight disadvantage. Pearls, slaves. I don't. Why do we need slaves? Wheat. Interesting. We are actually short on wheat. Still in the Polish market. That's kind of interesting to me. That's coal. Yeah, we do have just a crazy amount of wool. We have a lot of iron, actually. Lublin would be a good one for a city, potentially. Wild game. Wheat. as we are in January of 1346. Okay, we're actually considered now to have a plus 1.4 in the Krakow market. Interesting. Because I felt like when we went in here, and it said we were low, but now we're good. What is this? Fur? Okay, so we need fur. Going one of these places down here. There we go. 10% control. I mean, obviously that's not great. It spent 210 ducats to build a road. We have 70% control of Doway sets. Why would the hell would you build it? It's flat land. Like, why would you not? So we're going to build a road from Shishao to Krakow for 63.68. Now we do have 0 food. -2 there. Fiber crops. Wait, we don't have lumber? Because it says negative point. Huh. Wait. We now have a claims of the province of the Teutonic Order. Okay, so we're actually even on lumber, so we need to try to fix that. Lost more money there. Down to 10.94, like. Court costs went up. Now, ideally, this road helps, right, increases our control of the province and will give us better, communication and more proximity. It's not going to help our manpower at all. I already know that. Our manpower is just kind of screwed. Right, but let's go see what would happen. We have 6 enemy participants. We are weaker than them. Oh, in the Navy. On land, we are far stronger. So I do think that might be something we look to do. In terms of creating the war or declaring war, I guess we're not, really create the war, right? That's a stupid way to say it. Declaring the war on the Teutonic Order and try to expand our kingdom. It will expire in 1351. Glass Guild is unprofitable. We are the 32nd ranked country in the world. And our son and heir, Władysław, is still 6. He will turn 7 in June. Kunigunda is 12. She will turn 13 next year. And she is a prodigy, balanced education. Władysław is considered a gallant. Military ability increases during education, 0.3, and diplomatic ability also increases. So he's an 8 at 32 to 27. His younger brother, Sibylwit, is considered to be a gregarious, so diplomatic ability is best for him. So I think that is where he is going to have a role. Of course, her eldest daughter, Elisabetta, her general is Jan Heinrich of Bohemia. Yet our population is increasing, and what we have. What do we have? Okay, we have Kelmo. Wool, livestock, and sturdy grades. Fiber crops and sturdy grades. So I mean, like, in terms of resource gain, there's not a lot, right? This is not going to significantly improve me. Are we not still allied to the Lithuanians? Because the Hungarians would join me. We have a royal marriage to Bohemia. We're embargoing Austria. Oh, dear Lord. The Black Death. Disturbing news has reached us from Karatoba, where we recently received the following report from there. Alas, our ships, we don't have any ships, but okay. Enter the port, but 1,000 sailors, hardly 10 are spared. We reach our homes, our kindred and our neighbors come from all parts to visit us. Woe to us, for we casted them the darts of death. Whilst we speak to them, whilst they embrace us and kiss us, we scatter the poison from our lips, going back to their homes. They turn and soon infected their whole families. With 3 days to come, and were buried in one common grave. Priests and doctors visiting the sick returned from their duties ill, and soon were numbered with the dead. O death, cruel, bitter, and pious death, which thus breaks the bonds of affection, divides father and mother, brother and sister, husband and wife, lamenting their misery, we fear to fly, yet we dare not remain. As begun, it spread from Karatobe. Where is Karatobia? I don't know where that is. The Byzantines are at war with the Ottomans. That's not going to go well, obviously. We have scholarly treatises, which gives us the following benefits. Revoke privileges cost -5%, embrace institution cost -10%. Their thought, arts, and science will bring forth new waves of discoveries and inventions, allowing us to improve our adoption of foreign institutions. We have no affected locations. We have no deaths. All right, so what do we want to do? If we build disease resistance buildings, procure remedies, we gain need to procure remedies until the end of the game, scale by 1.34. We gain 7 stability, and we gain 2.5 legitimacy. Build disease resistance buildings. All right, a hospital, obviously. I think we will just procure the remedies. The sickness can be fought and pushed back. Many doctors and priests claim that many recipes and remedies might improve the health of the sick. It is our duty to procure an ample supply of them. We gain procure remedies until the end of the game. We gain pay to procure remedies until the end of the game. Scaled by 1.34. We gain 7 stability, 2.5 legitimacy. And the market in Krakow gets procure remedies until the end of time. Okay, what are the disease buildings? We can't build a mission. Why can't we build missions? Probably because we don't have it unlocked, I guess. So the hospital would require fiber crafts, tools, paper, books, medicaments, and mercury. All right. We'll have to think about that. We're going to work on granting privileged costs negative 10%. Yeah, fruit we really need. Okay, we still need fine cloth, negative 2.7. Furniture, negative 2.9. Rice. Oh, that's right. Lumber, we're actually dead even on. We have wild game. Okay, we do have fur down there. We have lumber all the way over here in Naklo. I think it's the only place we maybe have lumber. No, we have a little bit of in Nur. Well, Nur is not part of our realm. Naklo is 4% control. We have 6,000 peasants available to promote. 222 days, 33 gold. We'll build that because we need more lumber. I know we need fur as well. Yes, fur. So we'll build fur down there in Nalway Targ. Hoping that this road network that we're building up, right, will be able to help us in terms of our control. Like, I'm torn on the disease preparation, right? Because we can build these disease-resistant buildings like a hospital, but obviously that only can go into the cities. So the countryside, granted, the plague's severity typically was not quite as strong, right, in the country, but it still happened. And what do we do, right? Do we just let it spread? Or do we take, the 26 ducats and say we're going to procure treatments? Now, granted, a lot of the treatments, medically speaking, against the Black Death were not super successful. Okay, we're up to 13.67 ducats monthly. Love that. Love that a lot. And Krakow itself. We have 500 burgers. Pozin. We have 138. What I would love to be able to do here at Lechia, even though our control is going down, why does it cost 400? Okay. It costs 400 ducats to essentially found a town there. Let's just look at buildings now. Tailor's Guild. I kind of know that would what that would do. Temple we can't build. Apparently Cathedral we can't build. Sergeantry we obviously can't build another one of those. Paper we still need. Market warehouse we could build. Gravel roads have been constructed, so that should hopefully help. Monastery, literacy for clergy, per conversion speed. I mean, that's not nothing. Disease resistance plus 10%, character life expectancy plus 5. A mission. Okay, but we can't build one of those, so never mind. Chancellery. Max literacy for nailables increases. The apothecary, 0.39. What does that need? Produces wild game. Or we could use mercury, ivory, wild game, and fiber crops to make medicaments. Well, I don't think. Okay, so wild game. Where are we on that? Because fiber, I think we're probably. Yeah, fiber crops, we have plus 0.69. And wild game, we're plus 0.61. So all of our RGOs are missing people. The cloth maker is also missing people. Fine cloth is missing a little bit of an input. Control is up to 9%. It's going negative 0.03. 82% market access. So this is July of 1346. I do think once we get into 1347, we might try to declare our first war. Let's see how that goes against the Teutonic Order. Because we don't raise the classes belli. Allied with Lithuania, which is interesting to me. I'm going to blow my nose here for a second, so I'm going to stop talking. I will be right back. Do apologize for the interruption. But I'm back at least for a few moments. Right? Like I said, hopefully Billy the Road helps. What do we do? Do we... well, we just lost one. Negative. I would love to create a more professional army, but I don't think we can. At least not currently. Invite German settlers again due to play. 45 ducats. 451. Ryan Franconia Pops will migrate each month from Dillenburg to Shastoria for the next 4 years. Fine. I mean, I'm not in love with it, but at the same time, I don't want to lose the stability because we refuse immigration. We are up to 150 now in terms of the opinion of Wawa. I want to double check on the fact that we're not still allied with Lithuania. No, it says we are. No, those are enemies. That's Muscovy, Volhynia, and the Teutonic Order. Okay. Yeah. For some reason, we lost. The alliance with them. Now, that makes sense, though, because they desire land belonging to Poland. Can we? Okay, we could offer an alliance to the Bohemians, though. Which we definitely do want to do. Kind of interesting, right? It makes sense, though, about the Lithuanians, right? Because we have lands they want, they have lands we may want. But that also means, wait. Yeah, okay, we're no longer currying favors with the Bohemians, so that's good. So in theory, like let's go here. But yeah, Bohemia would join us with their 20,000 men. Like we are much stronger than them in terms of land. Bohemia would not accept. Okay, and Hungary would not accept. Promised land. We're not going to promise land. Border distance -26, target opinion -16, levy availability -13, and lax border -10. That's why Hungary doesn't want to come in. Bohemia, they're at war -100, levy availability -60, -17 border distance, target opinion lax border -20 as well. So we're not be able to call it any of our allies. Who are you at war with? The County of Bison? Really? I mean, I do feel like that's a war that Bohemia could win, obviously. I mean, we have a royal union with Halych, though, so it doesn't make any sense for us to try to target them. Right, so I just don't know. I just don't know what we want to do. Because on the one hand, like we are stronger on land than them, right? And that's not nothing. At the same time, I would like to take advantage of the Casus Belli and the fact that we are stronger than them and try to eventually get to the Baltic. Which realistically, the only way I mean, I guess technically we could go through Wolgast here, but that'd be a very narrow bridge. So I just feel like that is the most logical way through. That's a siege progress, they'll build a road. Okay, so it doesn't look like, unfortunately, that the control is really improving down here. Although, I mean, again, it is definitely improving. It's not growing our manpower abilities. So it'll probably somewhat negate the benefit that we're going to get from building up these the forestry and the hunting. I mean, maybe not entirely, but it's definitely going to. Okay, so we can stop doing that, right? Because we already had plus 200 in the Bohemian relations. Prestigious family requests aid. One of Poland's most powerful families of the Slakta has, despite its vast land and wealth, managed to accumulate significant debts and find that it is finding hard to pay back. They will approach King Kazimierz III PS ask for help, hoping that their long history of loyalty to the PS family and their promises of undying support will sway him to help them out in their time of need. 67 ducats and what is their current equilibrium? Current is 69%. If we deny aid, they lose 10. I give them aid. Fine, I'll give them aid. Not really thrilled with that decision, but try to keep the nobles happy, right? I mean, I suppose technically the smartest thing to do regarding the Black Death would both be to purchase medicaments and treatments and then also build hospitals. That would probably be the smartest move, right? So naturally, I have not done either, right? Nobody ever has accused me of being an incredibly smart individual. So we do have diplomatic options available now because we stopped improving the relations in Bohemia. It is November of 1346. Like the other issue that I am having in terms of trying to recruit another regiment is while we have 2,098 soldiers, we only have 212 in reserve, right? And so if they died, that feels like, and in a war, of course, people will die, right? Duh. Obvious statement is obvious. Well, it's a good thing we're expanding the forestry as well, because if we're going to build a carpentry, or if we're going to, try to increase our paper or anything like that, we're obviously going to need more wood, right? I mean, that's just the way that works. We are trying to stabilize the country. Shestoya, at 52.23% control. 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 52.23% to 13.12, ducats. Again, we have made we've expanded our lumber. We're working on expanding our hunting, Muscovite exile, Volsov Moskovsky. Apologies. A political exile from the Grand Principality of Muscovy has appeared at our court. He's offered his services to the Polish monarchy in return for protection from the Muscovite Grand Prince. Should we take him in? We gain 10 prestige. They would lose 30 opinion of me. I'll take the prestige. 100% I will take the prestige. So we are probably reaching the end of the episode here pretty soon. We are up to about 2 years an episode, which is a slight improvement from where we were. We did try to improve our terms of our lumber. Again, the wheat, although it is the winter time, so I imagine that's probably what that's from. We are trying to improve our fur. We don't have fruit. Fine cloth we can try to improve on. Furniture we're definitely really low on, but in order to improve on there, we needed the wood, right? Where's paper? Because if I wanted to build a library or something, what is it? Is that paper? Yep, paper. Paper is actually dead even. Władysław Moskovsky is thankful for being granted asylum at the Polish court. However, he has recently drawn attention to the fact that there are many other Muscovite notables in his position. Men of great wisdom and influence, he insists it can be useful to allow them to join our court should we wish to stem up our opposition to the Muscovite ambitions. 100 Muscovite pops will migrate each month from Mazhask to Krakow for the next 5 years or 60 months. We will take them in. Right, because we are trying to become a great power, but at the same time, we are also trying to, I don't know if diversify is really the right word, but be a little bit multicultural. What is this? Oh, siege progress in Leipzig. Okay. Let's improve opinion. Insert, who's at 40.9. So they have a long ways to go. But that would again pretty much unify all of our territories. Right? Aplok, Cirque, Rawa. Well, then Aragva is a relatively small one here. They have wheat and salt. They've got wheat, clay, sturdy grades, wool, wild game, and livestock. Sturdy grains, wool, livestock, wild game, sturdy grades, sturdy grades, sturdy grades, fur, wild game, livestock, iron, horses, clay, sturdy grades, livestock. Lumber, that's good. Wheat, sturdy grades, wool, wild game, wheat. And then in Nur, they have lumber. So they have a little bit of lumber, a little bit of iron, a lot of agricultural products. So, which isn't bad, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not necessarily the biggest advantage in the world. So the fear is obviously if we, army maintenance -4. Because all we can build is the sergeant trade. We can't build another one of those. So society, right? 65.3% is lesser Polish, 20.1% is greater, 1.5 is Westphalian, 1% is Rhine, 0.86 is Kashubian, 0.82 is Lower Franconian, 1.04 is the Rhine German. We do have a little bit of East Slavic as well. We did fall down to 12.53 ducats a month. Or ducats. We need 30 more points here in Rawa. I believe is this one, yep. Before we can annex it. We lost more money. The RGOs are always supposed to be profitable, so I don't entirely know where our money is going. Cost of the court. Why are we buying food? Okay. Interesting. We did increase our minting operations a little bit. And we are going to try here to... Now, I'm sure raising the levies is going to be very expensive and obviously potentially disastrous, but we are going to have a war. We are going to try to have that war. We might wait until April. But I mean, if you look at overall, in the Krakow market, we have plus 346 food, plus 0.01 food price. And that is during the winter time when obviously the harvesting and the food production is at its lowest. So we should be good on that. I would like another regiment. The problem is we would probably be at a negative in terms of manpower, so we don't like that aspect. It's up to 5 years of manpower of our monthly production up to a maximum of 303. 303 guys. Okay. Now, potentially, we could also get money from the Teutons. Ooh. Okay, they are not at war with anybody, although they are rivals with us and Lithuania. They have annulled treaties with Bohemia and Volhynia. Livonia is not very loyal. Warmia and Kemmel is. They have a truce with Estonia. Wait. Oh, Estonia. Well, they are insignificant compared to us, so I would imagine so. Yeah, just a lot of people lack employees, unfortunately. Joined Foreign Order of Chivalry. We joined the Kingdom of Hungary. All right, Kazimierz, the third PS, has joined the Order of St. George of Hungary. The following effects apply to it. Monthly prestige plus 0.03, military ability plus 15, diplomatic reputation plus 1, and they gain 30 opinion of us overall. Now, he does have 100 military ability, compared to our current general, who has a 57. And you can see it is costing us 0.74 monthly. All right, so we're going to get into April of 1347, and we will raise our levies. And then we will declare war on the Teutonic Order, and then that will take place in our next episode. Well, you know what, just in case it's kind of like CK3 where you can't declare war if your armies are raised, we will declare war. Again, neither of our allies are going to help us. We are a lot stronger in terms of our land. Of course, we have no navy. We could, why? They have 9,000 men overall. We've got 16,000. We are stronger than them on land. They obviously have the naval advantage since we have no navy. You know what? Let's do this. We want to take Kelmo. We are much stronger than them. I don't know how we can lose this war if we're much stronger. Here we go. Yes. We have declared war on the Teutonic Order. Let us hope our preparations are enough. The countries on the defending side are the Teutons, Livonia, Oslo, Courland, Dorpat, Riga, Letonai, Warbia, Kelmo, Pom, Sadia, and Samland. Raise the levies. And Serdaz. Krakow. So you can see definitely, right, where our control is the greatest. Kind of here in the southern, the eastern part of Poland. That is where our levies are. So it's going to take 13 days, apparently, to raise levies. It's kind of interesting. But of course, the Teutonic Order is going to try to raise their own levies and their own armies. So, yep. Of course, our vassals should also hopefully raise their armies as well. Right? So, do we give the king military command of an army? Or do we try to put it all in one army? I think the initial levy rush will put in the Royal Army, and then if we do end up raising our secondary levies, I think those will go into the king. Although technically, you would say the king should command the Royal Army. How do we? Right. So you can see here we have 1,500 men, 2 infantry, and 1 cavalry. And then the secondary army we will bring down as well. So that is where we are going to end today's episode with the first war against the Teutonic Order. Thank you everybody for watching. Hope you're all doing well. Take care, and I will try to do better in the future.